Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a selected works page. So selected works are faculty pages that include all of your scholarship, service, and teaching information. They are an add-on to ScholarWorks at UT Tyler, which is our institutional repository. So if you see on the homepage of ScholarWorks, we have the option to click on Selected Works Gallery and Expert Gallery. So a Selected Works Gallery shows all of the faculty or staff at UT Tyler who currently have Selected Works pages. Let me go ahead and click on one so you can have an idea of what they look like. Here's Dr. Belinda Deals. So these pages include all of the information that's from your CV, and these are public facing. So people create them in order to highlight the work that they're doing, whether it's journal articles, chapters, grants, anything that you want to display publicly. And the great thing about selected works versus something like Faculty 80 is that it is public facing. So you have the opportunity for people to find your scholarship more easily. It also links out to the location of where journal articles, chapters, or books, etc. live. So one way that you can access pages by our UT Tyler faculty is through ScholarWorks, and you can look at the full list of people who have selected works profiles there. Another place where these pages live is in UT Tyler's Expert Gallery. And this is basically all of the same information. It's just a different website that displays the profiles. And on this site, you can search by discipline. So if you are a graduate student or a nursing faculty, any kind of faculty member, or even a community member, and you're looking for people that have specific disciplines, whether for an interview or to do some collaboration and scholarship or things like that, you can just type in a discipline that you're looking for, and then the expert gallery page will pull up all of the faculty who have selected works pages at UT Tyler who've listed nursing as one of their disciplines or one of their research interests. So the bulk of this video, I'm going to show you how to create a selected works faculty page yourself. So we will start with creating an account, and then we will go through the steps to build your page so that it includes everything. It will include all of your research works, chapters, journal articles, poster presentations, anything you'd like to include. You can even include teaching materials if you want to. And then on the About page, you can enter in your position, add your CV, disciplines, research interests, honors and awards. Basically anything that you would have in your CV or that you've added to your Faculty 180 page, you can add to this public facing selected works profile to be included in the expert gallery and be included in the selected works gallery. So in the next session, I will show you how to build a page. Okay, so to create an account for selected works, you'll need to go to works.bpress.com/account/register. You can also go to ScholarWorks at UT Tyler and click on the menu here and sign up that way. That's also an option. If you can't remember that URL, you can just go find one of our faculty's pages and sign up that way. So I'm going to go ahead and create an account. Okay. And of course, you'll have to make sure that you're meeting the password requirements. And click that you are not a robot and take this little test here. Okay, and then you'll click Create Account. Once you do that, of course, it's going to ask you to activate your account. So you'll need to check your email and get an account activation email. Okay, and then once you confirm your account, this page should pop up. And this is the page where you'll create the basic information for your profile. So you'll want to create a URL. Generally, this is the person's first and last name. So the URL will end up being works.bpress.com. And in this case, our name is test create account. And from there, you want to select the disciplines that you want your profile to be affiliated with. So you can enter things in here. Nursing, you can enter in engineering. You can drill down and find other types, other more specific disciplines if you want to. You are allowed to select up to 3 disciplines. So you can do broader disciplines like medicine and health sciences or education or something like that, and then drill down and pick 2 more narrow disciplines. You'll need to select your institution. You want to be sure that your institution is affiliated with the University of Texas at Tyler. That way you show up in our selected works gallery and our expert gallery. Your organization, you'll want to enter in your department. I'll put Robert R. Muntz Library. Position, whether you're an adjunct, a faculty member, a librarian, emeritus, you'll want to select which one of these most applies. And then you'll put in your job title. Once you agree to the terms of service and click Create Profile, you are ready to start building your profile. So from here, I'm going to jump over into an account that I've already started to build so you can see the actual process of adding items to your individual page. All right, so I'm logged in as an administrator, which allows me to edit pages for faculty. I'm currently updating Dr. Kathy Miller's page. And as you can see, I've already included some basic information, but just to go over, I will show you how this is done. So all of these little pencil marks are where you can edit. So you can edit your name if you want to. You can edit your job title as it changes. You can add in a bio, however long you'd like it to be, just by clicking edit, or when you're adding a new one, there'll be a little plus sign and you'll click on the plus sign and you can copy and paste in your bio. You're able to email people directly using these 2 buttons, or you can follow this page and you will get emails when this page is updated. To add an image, you just click on the image here and it will ask you, you can remove one that you already have, or it will ask you to upload a new one, and you can just upload a new one that's on your computer. I'm going to jump over to the About section here, and the majority of this is filled out, but I'll just show you the process of adding new things. And all of this is from Dr. Miller's Faculty 180 page. So when you have time to fill out your Faculty 180 page, you can just also fill in information on your selected works page. So kind of if you hover over a section, you'll see a little button that says Add. You'll see the pencil again to edit any positions you want to edit, and you'll see a check mark to remove the position. It is important when you're filling out the position that you're currently in that you affiliate your profile with UT Tyler. And so you can see this one here, Associate Professor of Nursing, UT Tyler College of Nursing and Health Sciences. And when you click on this, it says current position, affiliate my profile with this institution. You want to make sure you do that again, so you can be listed in the expert gallery and the selected works gallery that's on the ScholarWorks homepage. All of these other ones, you just enter in the information, but do not click that you're affiliated with those other institutions. You can upload your most current CV for people to download. Again, it's going to have a little check mark here, a plus sign to create a new one. And again, that's just uploading from your computer. You can enter in disciplines. Most of these will already be included when you first create your account, but if you want to change them, or you only have one discipline and you want to add 2 more, you're able to do that right here. Research interest is a great field because this is how people are going to find your page when they're looking in the expert gallery. So you can add in as many research interests as you want. They're all individual kind of labeled keywords. So that's very easy to edit there. Grants, if you have any grants, you can do those. And in fact, Dr. Miller has some grants. So let me go ahead and show you the process of adding a grant. So you just click this plus add, and it's going to have these fields here that you need to fill in. And generally what I do is I just look at the CV and I copy the title and paste it in. If there's a URL, you can add that. It's not required. The funding agency, again, just copy that from the CV right onto the page. If you have any kind of grant name, you can put that. Grant number, if you have that. If you are comfortable entering in the amount, you can enter in the amount. If you have multiple people working on the grant, you can enter in your colleagues. If you're the PI, you can enter in that you're the PI. And then time period, you can put the time period. And if it's an ongoing grant, you can collect a current grant and then save. And then this is how grants are going to list out. It's kind of almost exactly the way that the rest of it lists. So you just enter in the basic information that you have based on the grant that you are awarded. Professional service and affiliations, this is going to be the same type of thing. If you're just a member of an association, you can enter in member. If you're a president or past president, you can enter that in. The affiliation that you have, and then if you have a link out to the site, and the time period in which you participated in that professional service. Honors and awards is another like fill in each section. So that's again, just copying and pasting from your CV. You can enter in courses that you mostly teach. You can enter in every course you teach, however much you want. There's a section for education. You can include links out to other professional pages you might have, or like if you have a UT Tyler faculty page or you want to link to your department page, you could do that. You can include an ORCID ID here that will help people find your page. And then at the very bottom, you can link to any kind of social media pages that you have. So that's the about section. And again, it's pretty straightforward. It's just copying and pasting in information from your CV into the selected works profile. So since we have the majority of the about covered, I'm going to pop over to the work section. Here's where you add in your scholarship. So there are a couple of ways to do this. Unfortunately, it is very data entry heavy. It's a lot of copying and pasting. So the one way to get started is you click on add work. And it's going to give you a couple of options here. Upload a file that will include a PDF or a Word document or whatever kind of file you have. This will be if you have materials that you own the copyright of or are open access and you can share and you're okay having the full PDF or document included on your profile. You can add a link. So if you have a journal article or you've written a book and it's on Amazon or something like that, you can add a link to that item so that people are able to get directly to the link. And I will show you how to do that shortly. You can add metadata, which is just entering in step by step all of the information from the citation of the work that you're adding, copying and pasting it in to the metadata fields. Import works is because selected works pages are affiliated with ScholarWorks at UT Tyler. In order to import works from ScholarWorks, you can click that. And Dr. Miller does have one item in ScholarWorks. So I'm going to go ahead and click there and we'll start there. And let's see. So because this is not my first run through of this video, I'm going to go ahead and click include previously reviewed content, and hopefully it will come up. You can also click include content from outside your institution's repository, but that's only going to pull up materials that are in other websites that are like ScholarWorks. So it doesn't look like it's going to let me add her previously reviewed content. So I'm just going to skip that for now. And we'll go straight into adding work. So let me find some citations. Okay, a couple of these things are in press, but we can still add works that are in press. So I'm going to click on add metadata. And once you click on that, a pop-up will show up and you'll need to enter in the type of work. So in this case, we are looking at a contribution to a book, so a chapter in a book. Once you select the type of work, you're going to get the metadata fields. And here's where you just start to, again, type in or copy and paste the information from your CV into your selected works page. So you can see that there's little red asterisks here. Those are the required fields. So those have to be filled out or it will not let you save each individual record. So we have a title here. Dr. Miller is the only author on here, but if she had additional authors, you can type them in here. Let's try to think of someone who has a selected works page. So if someone already has a selected works page or they have content in ScholarWorks at UT Tyler, their name will show up here and you can select it. If it's some gibberish name that selected works doesn't have any knowledge of or affiliation with, you'll need to click add new, and that's going to pop up a little field where you'll enter in first name, last name, and then if you know their affiliation, you can enter in their affiliation. Once you do something like that, let's just show as an example, assign them to a random college and save. They'll show up as a second author. If for some reason you are not the, you're not the first author on the work that you're entering in, you can just click and drag over to rearrange the author names. If you need to delete it, because clearly this is not a real person, you can click remove author from work. Okay, so I don't know that we have an abstract because this chapter is in press, so we will skip that. It looks like the book itself is about nursing and women's health. So the discipline will probably just put nursing. And again, you can add more to here. It looks like maternal newborn. So we'll put maternal nursing. Publication date, looks like 2022. For this section, you can enter in all of this information if you want to. The only thing that's required is the year. So book title, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And copy it over. Again, that's a required field. Editors, we've got some list of editors here. Publisher is Elsevier. City, St. Louis. And then any more information you have, I can see that it's the 8th edition. I don't have pages yet. I don't have an ISBN yet. I don't have a page range yet because this is in press. You can make a note if you want to up at the top that says this chapter is in press so that people know when they look at your page that it's forthcoming. Oh, keywords, we should always enter in keywords that will help people who are searching in selected works or searching from Google in general find your information. So we've got maternal health, and you just press enter, women's health, nursing. Publisher site statement, if you have information about that and you want to include it, you can. If you want to include a custom citation, you can. If your work has a Creative Commons license, there's an option to select one of those. And then the last required field is display categories. So generally, if it's a journal article, book chapter, textbook, things like that, we have been putting them in ResearchWorks as our top heading, and you can see it's listed right there. So you select that and that'll be where the category in which it's displayed on your page. If this wasn't in press, we would have a link to the book itself, obviously, so we could go ahead and add that link here. And it will also create a thumbnail with the front cover of the book. So once you have basic information in, you're going to click add to profile. And there we go. So we have our first entry into Dr. Miller's selected works page. Let's go ahead and do another one. Let me show you an example of adding a link to a work. So we're going to go ahead and go to the work that we know Dr. Miller has in ScholarWorks. And I believe it's her dissertation. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So we have a link here. So I'm going to copy this, go back to the profile, and this time we're going to add a link. And we'll just copy and paste that link in. And give it just a second. And again, it's going to pop up and ask you the type of work. So we know that this is a dissertation. So we're going to select under the category of research works, dissertation. And then here's where we just go ahead and enter in all of the information that we have about Dr. Miller's dissertation. So title. And I won't go through this whole process. Obviously for hers, we do have an abstract. Again, these are things that you can just copy and paste in. Keywords, we'll add a discipline because we're required to. Publication date is also required. Degree, field of study. So you can see based on the category, the type of work that I selected, the fields are different. So if you're adding a journal article, it's not going to ask what the edition is. It's not going to ask what the ISBN is. If you're entering in a dissertation, it's going to ask these optional fields for degree, field of study, your advisors. If you're entering in a textbook, it might ask for a link to where you can purchase it. So just be aware, based on the type of work that you're entering, it may change the fields, just so that you can be more descriptive in the information that you're providing. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to display categories just to show you we can add this to research works again, but we can also create our own display category. So if she wanted to have her dissertation listed differently in a separate category than research works, you are able to change it. You're not restricted to only the type of works that show up in that dropdown. And you can see here at the bottom, the link is included. You can remove the link if you want to, if you don't want people to access it. And there's also a thumbnail included, but it doesn't look great. So I'm going to edit and remove that thumbnail. And then I'm going to add to the profile. And I just did this to show you kind of how the headings change. And then also you can see here, because we have a direct link to the work, it's going to link directly to it. So if I clicked on this record, we've got all the information that we entered in, but we've also got this little blue thing here that says link. You click on that and it takes you directly to the work. So that's what I mean when I said earlier, these are public facing. They're a great opportunity to showcase your work, not only for UT Tyler and for people to discover what you have, but to help you in metrics and viewership and things like that. And on that note, I should point out that these pages are searchable through the general web. So you will get emails detailing like how often people are looking at your pages and things like that. So it's another great metric to kind of keep track of. Okay, so one last submission I want to show you is when you submit a journal article. So you'll still go to add work, and you can do any of these: upload a file, add link, add metadata. I'm just going to click on add metadata. Type of work is going to be a journal article, and it's going to have basically the same information that some of the other fields had that we looked at, but I just wanted to quickly scroll down and show you this section called publication status. If you have a journal article that has been published in a traditional journal, you want to be sure that you click on previously published in a journal. This is going to set up the selected work system to use an open URL and try to find access to the article that you authored in library databases. So it will presumably search through our databases for the full text of your article rather than just sending viewers
of this record out to like the publisher site, it should take us through UT Tyler library website. So that's just the one last thing I wanted to show you before we look at metrics.
That's the basic process. It is very time consuming. If you have questions on how to build a profile, definitely reach out to me, Tara Gullings, or reach out to any of your library liaisons and they can help you. Just briefly, I am logged into an administrative account. Let me show an example of kind of some metrics related so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so when you're on your profile and you click on the little hamburger menu here and you click on author dashboard, that's going to take you to a page that shows a map of where people are viewing your selected works page. And this will include content from ScholarWorks as well. So we're looking at the all-time, or we're looking at, it looks like a couple of months of statistics for Dr. Haas here. And you can see it has institutions that have viewed the information on her page, location and where people have viewed information on their page. So it's just a really great way to show metrics and that people are looking at your stuff. One last thing I'll show with these selected works pages, when you're on your specific page and you want to change some settings. So Dr. Haas doesn't have the same kind of style. So Dr. Miller's page had kind of a card view and Dr. Haas has a list view. And those are things you can change in the individual account settings. So when you go to your account settings, you can see where your name is listed. You have your current email address. If you want to affiliate a new email address with your account, you can update your password, author information. There's a bunch in here. I don't know why Melinda Hermans is there. We'll remove that. So these you can set as your preferred. Generally, people set their preferred as like their name that they use in the that they use in scholarship and writing and things like that. And then the UT Tyler affiliation. Here's where you can decide whether or not you want to make your profile public when you feel like you have enough content in there that you want to make it public and have it show up in Google and have it show up in ScholarWorks and have it show up in the expert page. That's where you do that. Here's where you can change the view. So whether you want the list view or the card view, we recommend that if you have a lot of citations and scholarship that you do the list view, just because the card view, you're not able to see as much. And then down here is where you can request email notifications about monthly metrics, about how often people are viewing your articles. And if anyone tries to contact you from your selected works page, this allows that if you have that checked. So just wanted to show you that real quick. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. We are here to help you and make sure that you're successful in building these pages. And thank you for your time. And hopefully we will be able to help you get some of these pages started. Thanks again.